right, so hopefully you were able to play along tonight on the Farchive channel. He uploaded 1995, November 30th, the Nutter Center. I know I recently talked about all the Dayton shows, kind of did a little overview of a video, and I think most people agree that the 95 Nutter Center show was, I mean, maybe not better than the 97 Nutter Centers. Oh, all right, no need to compare them all. They played there 3 times. All 3 were pretty hot. This one got us all started out here with a sample in a jar. And then, as I mentioned in the previous video, the curtain, ha ha ha, right off the bat, ha ha ha, not going to be included in a lot of highlights. But the alligator mouth from that, and like I referenced, and it was confirmed, there was some, the Nutter Center back when they opened in the mid-90s, they had some big giant curtain, like cutting off the last quarter of the arena. I don't know what that was all about. Neither did Phish, but it gave us a good reason for a curtain, ha ha ha. And then we get a Julius here early in the first set. And really this whole first set, kind of like we got the other night at the Magnaball dinner and a movie, just not really necessarily any jamming like the kind of jamming we get now, but just from beginning to end, everything was just so hot and on point. The set list, there just wasn't a whole lot of duds back then. Fast Enough for You, it's kind of a bit of a dud. A nice song and all, but, not the fiery rocker, NICU. There was no real letdowns here. The Lizards was just, Trey even acknowledged the crowd after the Lizards, acknowledging that the crowd was acknowledging them, and then the fire appropriately named, not just a token, 3 or 4 minute fire to end the set, really given. If there was any jamming in the first set at all, it was really probably out of this fire. So once again, we're just going and circling the entire first set, a hot gin, every riff, every gin back in this era was going to be really good. So not a lot of letdowns here. The man, so shockingly though, the fire and the curtain, ha 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 ha, may have been the highlights. Okay, Bathtub Gin's always going to be a highlight, a really good riff. And there was a little bit of a botch. The only thing, a little bit of a vocal, a little bit of the, the takeoff was not great in Fast Enough for You. Go figure, on a night where they're just crushing it. This was back in that time where just, I don't know, they didn't have anything to prove at this point, but maybe they still felt like they had something to prove, like we are the greatest rock and roll band in America right now, and we are just not going to be denied. They start out the second set with an instrumental, Cars, Trucks, and Buses. Then we get into some jamming here, For a mid-90s jam, it kind of went deep there, got a little bit heavy. And as it was, staying in Tweezer, it got maybe around the 11-minute mark or so. It felt like maybe we were going to just get a 1.0 Tweezer, not a whole lot of jamming, and then it really just took off, erupted into a full-blown 2.0, type 2.0 jam there. Then into the Maki Supa, the key word in Maki Supa being T after that giant tweezer. And then the Antelope just racing through the chaotic part in Antelope. And then when they calmed it down and stopped, they get into the Marco Esquandolas part. Trey throwing a little ditty into there. That was pretty cool. Page kind of takes over the Sin of a Mule. A lot of these old shows I've been doing, Sin of a Mule's been sneaking in there. And it gets it in there tonight. Free again while it stayed type 1. Some little bit more jamming just to end out the night. Free's one of them songs they just, it's just the way it is, man. They can't help themselves but to jam it a little bit. No matter the year, no matter the continent, Free's gonna jam. Then we end with a Strange Design, Amazing Grace, and then not that they're completely finished. We've got a real strong Harry Hood encore. So we got a jammed out tweezer. That was a pretty big deal for 95. Fire was smoking, Lizards was hot, Rift was on point, Gin, always killer, Alligator Mouth from Curtain, ha ha ha. It's a good deal, it's a big deal, Probably still prefer the 97 show. Finally got my ass to one of these Nutter Center shows in 2017. This may take the silver medal, though. And don't forget about that Hair Arena show from 94. All right, so the Farchive directed the ship tonight. I'll include a link down in the description there if you were not able to watch it tonight and play along. He uploads some good old school VHS era Phish. And, yeah, that about does it, guys. Boom.